Hi guys, I'm the Ember. Today I'm going to be showing you how to code a scissors paper rock game in Python. So I've been watching some Python coding videos lately and I saw a scissors paper rock one. So I kind of just made my own version and I thought it would be fun to make this. So let's dive into it. So the game is rock, paper, scissors. And we get it saying type rock, paper or scissors or Q to quit. So I can do rock. The computer picked paper, you lose. Paper, the computer picked paper, it's a tie. Scissors. The computer picked scissors, it's a tie. Q to quit. We tied 2 times, the computer won 1 times, and I won 0 times. So let's get into the coding. There's lots of different IDEs, but today I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code. So if you want to download VS Code, going to open a new browser, type VS Visual Studio Code or just VS Code like this, and then Visual Studio Code, we're going to go to download, and then you can download it for whatever operating system you want, but I already have it installed, so I'm not going to do this, but I'll link this website in the description. You can use another program like PyCharm, or you can just use the one that is already installed on your computer. So if you don't want to download another app, you can go down to your Windows little icon button, click that and type IDLE, and if you click on IDL, it'll open this, and then this you can write Python code in here as well. But today I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code. So if you don't already have Python installed, you're going to open up a new browser and you're going to type in Python. And then downloads. And then download Python 3.11.1. I'll link this site in the description. Okay, so once you've opened up your program of choice, which mine is Visual Studio Code, we're going to click New File. Then I'm going to click Python File. And then straight away we're going to want to save this. So Control S or File Save As. And I'm just going to save this to my desktop. We can just call this my coding project. Okay. So what we're going to start by doing is we're going to import a module. So we're going to type import and then random, which allows you to randomize numbers from a certain number to a certain number and allows you to randomize text. And then we're going to type user wins, user underscore wins, like that, then equals 0. So this is a variable. Basically, you can just add it to 0. So user wins at the moment equals 0. And each time the user wins, we're going to increase that number by 1. Then we're going to do CPU underscore wins, and we're going to start that off at 0 as well. Okay, so the options that the user can pick is going to be like this. Whoops. Options equals, and then brackets. So we're going to do a quotation, then type in rock, and then comma, quotation, paper, comma, quotation, scissors. So this is a list, and this is basically the options the user can pick, and we're going to put them in quotations so the computer knows this is something, a word, not a variable like this. Okay, so now we're going to put this in a loop, so it'll basically go forever. So we're going to put it in a while true. So while everything's true, we're going to do this. Then we're going to put a colon and enter. User underscore input equals input. So this input function here allows the user to type something in. So we're going to type rock, paper, scissors, or Q to quit. And then they're going to pick one of these options. So rock / paper slash scissors. Or Q to quit. So when they type the letter Q, they're gonna quit it. And then we're just gonna do dot lower, which if the user types something with a capital, it's just gonna automatically convert it to lowercase. And then if user input equals Q, so if the user types the letter Q, we're going to break, which means we're going to break out of the loop and the game will stop. But if the user does not press Q and enters something that's not in the options, so user input not in options, so if the user input is not in one of these, we're just going to keep going. So if user input is not in one of these options, gonna continue. And then we're gonna start randomizing. So random number equals random.randint. So this is gonna be from 1 to 2, 0 to 2. And then we're gonna put a hashtag here, which allows you to write notes, and it basically does nothing. So rock is 0. Paper is 1, and scissors is 2. Okay, so we're going to do CPU underscore pick equals options, and then random number. So if the CPU pick equals the random number, we're going to print, and then brackets, we're going to write computer. And by the way, print is basically, it just prints basically any word you want into the terminal. So computer picked CPU plus dot. So that's going to do the CPU pick, so we know what it picks, which is here. So it's going to pick, and then CPU pick, just plus a dot at the end. Okay, so now we're going to do if user input, and then equals rock, and CPU pick equals scissors, because rock crumples scissors. We're going to print you win. So print you win. And then we're going to add 1 point to your wins. Now we're going to do another one. Elif is basically if and an else statement put together. It's basically just an if. You could use an if you want. And then user, whoops, underscore input equals paper and CPU pick, and CPU pick equals rock, because paper beats rock. We're going to print you win and add 1 point to your winnings. We're going to do that one more time, doing scissors and paper. So elif user pick, user input, then equals scissors, and CPU underscore pick equals paper. We're going to print you win and add 1 score to your wins. and then else. And if anything else happens, so say you do paper and the computer does scissors, we're going to type CPU wins plus equals 1. So the computer won that time. And then we're going to go to the very back and print U1 like this. U1, and then we're gonna put a comma here, and then the user wins. So how many times the user won, and then times. So basically, U1, user wins, times. So if you won 5 times, you'd say you won 5 times. And then print the computer won, CPU wins, times. And then print one last thing, goodbye. Okay, so there's one more thing we need to do. If it's a tie at the moment, it's just going to say you lose. But we don't want that. We want to say it's a tie. So we're going to write ties and equals 0. I'm going to go down to here, add another elif. If elif, the user input, equals a CPU pick, we're going to print it's a tie and add 1 ties to the ties list. And then print we tied, and then comma. We're going to write ties times. So it's going to print how many times we tied. Okay, so now let's run this. Just going to press Ctrl S to save. But I have a little play button up here. But if you're using a different program, you can go up to run, and there's probably going to have a run option. Okay, so hit run. We'll open up the terminal. I'm going to type rock. The computer picked paper. You lose. Let's try paper. The computer picked rock, you win. Let's try scissors. It's a tie, Q to quit. You won 1 times, the computer won 1 times, and we tied 1 times. Goodbye. So that's our basic little game done. I'm going to be making a tutorial on how to make a more complex scissors paper rock. It has its own window and buttons. So you can click scissors, and then you won that one. Rock. That was a tie. Paper, I won. I won again. It was a tie. The computer won, and when you press quit, ties 2, user 3, I win, and you can click restart. So if you want to see that, please subscribe to stay updated, and share this video with somebody else. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you had fun. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.